Why, hello guys, it is Ash here. I am back and it's Clash Royale time. This time, returning guest and pro, Jordan. Jordan, what's going on, man?
Not much. How about you?
Just hanging out, man. It's been a long week. I'm about to travel, but otherwise I'm doing pretty well. I mean, in Clash Royale, I'm doing pretty well. I'm playing a Hog Cycle deck, but the reason I invited you on was to go over this Trifecta deck. It's like Trifecta back in the game, and it's probably the number one question I get, or at least one of the top questions every time there's a balance change, is do you think Trifecta will be viable again in this meta? And every single time I'm like, well, you know what, let me ask Jordan, because after all, he was the Trifecta pro way back in the day. And every time you say no, up until today, or basically a few days ago, when I asked you if you'd give it a shot again, and this time you actually had some success with this deck. So before we get into some live matches, I'm just going to go ahead. Everybody knows what the Trifecta deck looks like, so while you discuss the deck and its strengths and weaknesses, and it's really a quintessential free-to-play deck, so I know it appeals to a wide audience, why don't you just talk a little bit about why the deck is viable again, and basically how it works.
Yeah, so with the recent update, they actually buffed poison and skeletons again. So they made the poison with more damage for less time, which is a lot better than what it used to be, because that 10-second interval that it had in the previous meta wasn't enough damage to be done at that time. And with this new change, it can actually kill skeletons in one tick. So it's a really good counter to skeleton army, and also graveyard if people are going to use that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm loving the new poison. I mean, it didn't get any damage boost, but like you said, that damage per tick being so much higher definitely makes a dramatic impact. So are you using poison mostly offensively in this deck? Are you using it defensively at times? We just saw you just used it offensively. Obviously, most of the time it's going to be on offense, but just talk about poison and the variety of usages that it can have right now.
So one of my favorite things to do is once I'm playing collectors and playing a hog to attack them, I'll figure out what their rotation is, and if they have skeleton army or a minion horde per se, and I know they're going to have to use that for defense, I'll actually just throw a hog and then predict it. And if you can get it early enough, then the skeleton army won't be able to do that much damage to the hog, and their whole defense is gone. So you can get a lot of damage on the tower just from that.
How about the Trifecta combo? Obviously, Musketeer. You have it in your hand right now. The Valkyrie, the Musketeer, and the Hog Rider. Why don't we take a step back and just talk for totally basic knowledge here? Like, that's your main offensive combination, but how do you make it happen? Like, beyond just the cards, I mean, are you using the Valkyrie defensively and then like building a stack behind it, the Hog last? Or how do you play, just like starting out a match, how are you setting up your Trifecta offensive combo?
So usually if I have the Elixir Collector in my hand, I'll start off with that. And then I'll try and let their troops get to my side and use the Musketeer, because she's a range unit and she can hit both air and ground. So she's probably my favorite card in the deck, honestly. But I'll use the Musketeer to play defense, and then I'll counterattack with the Valkyrie in front of her, because a lot of people use skeleton army, skeletons to counter the Valkyrie, but she can just take that away in one swing, and she can take some damage from the towers or the cannon or whatever else the opponent is using for that push.
And then you add the Hog Rider as the third piece. Now, are you always trying to put all three down, or does it depend on the situation in the game? Like, can some people play too aggressively with this deck?
Yeah, I think you can play too aggressively. That usually comes in the first 2 minutes when it's not double elixir. Because really the first 2 minutes of the game, you want to be using the Elixir Collector and then playing defense on your side of the map. You don't want to rush them too much and give them positive trades. You want to bring that to your side and get positive trades. And then during double elixirs, when you can really play the Musketeer, play the Valkyrie on defense, and then attack with the Hog and the Poison for a strong counter push.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. Like playing differently in the first 2 minutes than the last 2 minutes. So you should be concentrating, like you said, on getting your pumps up, protecting your pumps, and then just kind of like picking and poking here. You know, taking advantage of positive elixir when you have it, or and then basically capitalize on the last minute. Now, the beauty of the trifecta offensively especially is that you can kind of, no matter what the opponent's counter is, you mentioned skeleton army, but it also applies to basically everything, whether it's a cannon or the most popular counters, you can really deal with it all with those three cards and poison added to the mix. Now, why do you have zap in there as well? Talk about the synergy between zap and poison and the rest of the deck.
So usually in this meta, there's a lot of like skeleton army and stuff that can take out your troops, like minion horde, minions. I like the zap in the deck personally because if I can get a hog, Valak, and musketeer push going, the Valak will take a lot of the damage to start, and once the hog gets to the tower, if there's a good opportunity, like there's minions on top of the tower, I can zap the tower and the minions. The musketeer will clean up the minions, and then the tower will retarget onto the hog, and the Valkyrie can sit there and get a lot of damage off.
Nice.
So the retargeting and the cancellation of the Inferno is a big thing right now.
Now, when you play this deck, when you're going against the beatdown deck, I turned on while you were talking the second replay. We're almost halfway through, but you can see what you're doing here, and you're one of the best textbook players. No matter what deck you're playing, really, you rarely make like really silly mistakes. But kind of talk about when you go up against a beatdown deck or a really heavy, golem deck or a lava hound deck. Are you always just pushing the opposite lane as soon as they drop their tank, or does that change sometimes? Or how are you handling going against different popular archetypes?
So if I go against a beatdown like giant or golem, if I have the pump in my hand, I'll probably use that, and they'll play their golem or giant. I probably most of the time won't attack with hog in that situation because I have the pump down, and I'll just try and play hard defense and win some elixir back that I used on the pump. But if I see them play a giant or golem in the back to start the game, and I didn't put a pump down, then I'll probably go with a hog and skeletons on the other side to make them split their elixir so they can't get one huge push.
Great. Yeah, that's definitely a good point. If you are ready, you want to hop into a live match, man?
Yeah, I can do that.
Sweet. All right, so whenever you're ready, just go ahead and we'll spectate, and I'll ask you some questions as you're playing.
All right, we got into a match
against
Brazil.
All right.
So my starting hand is hog, poison, zap, and cannon. So he starts off with the hog and all this little extra units. I'll play the cannon and zap because I don't want the hog and the ice spirit to hit the cannon, because that'll get through that pretty easy. So I have skeletons and musketeer. I'm gonna go with the hog skeletons because I don't have collector yet.
Oh,
all right,
bad.
So I pick push there and put the skeletons right next to the hog, and it avoids that far cannon. So I'm actually gonna pump up right here because okay, he's going all in. I wanted to put a Valkyrie on that musketeer, but he's gonna get a lot of damage right here. He might even take the tower, but he has a pump right now.
Yeah, so that I didn't even realize he had that much elixir, and I'm not even one playing.
I didn't realize it either. So
but he unleashed.
I know. Yeah, he's playing the 2.6 Hog Cycle, looks like, actually. So
yeah, he is.
It'll be interesting.
So he's probably rocking. Yeah, he's probably rocking poison and what's the last card?
Log.
Log. Yeah.
I'm gonna play skeletons on that. I played the musketeer on the opposite side because I wanted to negate his hog push if he tried making one. So I'm actually gonna go. He loves going offensive. I'm gonna put.
He's going super aggressive
on this side. All right, here's where I think I can start taking him out. So this musketeer, I'm gonna put skeletons in front of it, so it can't just do a really good job. I'm gonna play a preemptive poison. He actually missed the cannon placement again. It's a good log by him. Okay, we don't have much time. Let's start with a Valkyrie in the middle. Okay. He actually realizes that. Okay, here's a trifecta push.
Yeah.
It's a good fireball by him, but I'm gonna get the poison on the musketeer, cannon, and tower. So I think all I need from there is a zap.
Yeah.
So we'll play another collector. I'm gonna put the cannon a little closer because I don't want the musketeer on the far side to take that out easy. And throw Valk. I got to get back to zap. Right here. I actually zapped this.
Nice zap there. Another late cannon there by him.
I put down this musketeer in the middle because she's gonna be able to clean that up. It's a good ice golem by him. All right. By the way he's been playing, I think he's gonna go aggressive again, so I'm not gonna pump. Okay, that's a good fireball by him. He just spent all 10 of his elixir, however, and I only had to spend 3 for the cannon. So I'm actually gonna go Hog Rider, Musketeer on this side to the cannon. I'll zap it to get off the Musketeer.
Nice zap.
Okay, this was a good defense by him. All right, this is kind of a stand.
This guy's pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing well. All right, so not gonna put the cannon in the same fireball spot. All right, let's see. So I'm actually gonna go with a hog.
I like how you switch up your push every time, you know?
Yeah, you just gotta keep them off guard because if you do the same things over and over, actually, I got to cycle back to the hog again.
Very well played there, and you can see like that was such an enlightening match to watch as a spectator. There, I didn't even ask you much because I just felt like your gameplay really in your commentary honestly really spoke for itself.
Yeah.
Would you mind sharing that replay and just like we can watch it in double speed real quick?
Yeah, he did pretty well for the deck he was using.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause
both of these decks. So
yeah, I'm gonna pause right away. And what we can do is kind of we can watch up until double elixir time just in double speed. So 3, 2, 1. I press play and I went to double speed. So yeah, just kind of talk us through your thought process again. Kind of, it's always beneficial to watch replays here. So obviously you did a lot of talking. You did the whole thing through the live match. But I'm kind of curious. Not curious so much, but I really liked how you switched everything up, both defensively and offensively. So maybe if you can focus in on, especially the offensive changes that you put into your gameplay. I'm around 2 minutes right now, so I'll just hand the floor off to you.
All right, so I know we just spent a lot of elixir, so that's why I did the Hog Valkyrie push. And right here, this Musketeer on the left, I didn't want to just sacrifice it by putting it into his own Musketeer when I know I can counter it with 1 elixir skeletons. So I put it on the left so he can't do a hog push. And at this point, he's going offensive all the time, keeping up the pressure, which is good. So that's why I can't go like insanely hard on offense, because if you lose a tower when it's 2-1, then you're gonna lose the match. So I'm just trying to play defense, use the pumps to gain an elixir advantage. So this time he used the hog, and I noticed that he went all in when I put a pump down. So that's when I changed up from pumping up in this double elixir, because I noticed when I do that, he's gonna play all of his elixir, really counter me well. Are you still on double speed or?
Oh yeah, accident. I am sorry.
I'm at 2:30 in overtime.
I am too. Okay, I'll pause it right now. So yeah, basically, before we get into, I'll go back to normal time, but I won't press play yet.
Okay.
So like, what your decision was that you just couldn't afford to put a pump down at all in double elixir time, especially in overtime, because he would try to punish you too hard.
Yeah, I noticed all game when I put a pump down, he would just spend all of his elixir and try and get as much damage as he could, which that's the good thing to do, but it just sucks for me trying to pump up and gain an advantage. So I realized I would have to actually just play defense and do some outplays to win the game.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna press play again. Now, like, what do you think the difference was down the stretch here? Because he had pretty solid play all throughout the match. I mean, he was a little late on a cannon or two, but other than that, he was really solid. So what do you think the difference was at the end that gave you the win and left him with about 1,000 HP on your tower?
So I think what gave me the win was actually just playing differently than I had been playing. Like when I noticed something wasn't working, I kind of switched it up. Like putting the musketeer on his side was good for the first try, but once I realized that he can just counter that well, I put it back on my side to take out the cannon. Also, I noticed he was using the hog fireball prediction, so I moved the cannon out of the fireball range so he wouldn't just get a lot of damage on my tower.
Yeah, very well played there. Want to do one more live match?
Yeah, I can do that.
Sweet.
All right, we're in a match.
All right.
So I actually have Hog, Collector, Musketeer, and Zap. So I'm going to start off with the Collector. There's a lot of rockets going around, so I put it in the middle. Okay, this is a lava hound.
Interesting. This is going to be tough.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to go Hog Skeletons. I actually missed the pig push, but there's a skeleton army. That's what I thought he would do, so that's why I went. I saved up the extra 2 elixir so I could have. Alright, this is gonna be tough.
Nice.
I'm gonna put down the cannon.
Wow, beautiful there, beautiful.
So I needed that mega minion away because that's really the big damage dealer in this push. He's gonna get some good chip damage, but I have his tower down to 1,200. And I have another pump down, so this is going well.
That was very pretty there with the cannon and musketeer to take out that mega minion and then keep the musketeer alive.
Thank you. So I noticed he has less elixir than me because he had the lightning the pump. So that's why I went off with the pig push. I'm actually gonna zap once just to make sure that hog gets the tower.
Nice.
Alright, I can start off with the musketeer in the back. He's gonna go lava hound. So I'm actually probably he's gonna go lava hound. So I'm gonna push hard. Make sure he can't do anything big. Alright, so he just spent all of his elixir. The musketeer is actually gonna do a lot of damage on this lava hound. I'm gonna actually poison this and the minions.
Nice.
That's gonna negate a lot of damage. So that's one of the times that I like using poison on defense is if I can get, say, like a lava hound and the minions in it.
So at this point, obviously you've kind of got it in the bag, but just trying to play smart.
Yeah, I actually missed that balloon, but okay, he's going all in to get this tower.
And now he's
I'm
out.
actually gonna go with the hog. He's gonna put down a skeleton army, I'm pretty sure. Nope. Okay, skeleton army not in there. I can actually just play slow for this 35 seconds. I don't like that lava hound in the back by him because I don't find that it's going to reach the tower in time.
No.
I'm actually going to play Valkyrie and I'll push here. Skeleton army should come out.
Yeah, he's going really strong with one final push, but you like you said, you have the cannon there to distract. He just doesn't have enough time here.
Yeah, I'm actually just going to pull this over. And I keep cycling so fast because I have 2 pumps down. I can just keep pulling everything around.
Yeah, just keep buying the time. Nice. Good job, man. Well, I think those were 2 really valuable live matches to see how to handle like a Lava Hound deck, obviously, and another Hog Cycle deck, which is that Hog Cycle deck's going around like crazy lately. So just wanted to thank you again for... Yeah, I know, man. Just want to thank you again for coming on. Is there any shout outs or parting words or anything that you have coming on that you want to hype or anything? Or
Well, first, I just want to say thank you for having me on again. It's always a pleasure.
No
This
problem,
time,
man.
I actually like to shout out my roommates at college. Luke,
Whoa.
Hunter, Jared, and James. They're great guys.
Repeat their names. I was woeing over them.
Hunter, Jared, Luke, and James.
All right, and do they know that you play Clash Royale? Are they cool with
Yeah,
that?
they do.
Do they know that you're a pro player in your mobile game?
I try to stay humble with them. They just know that I play it a lot.
There you go. There you go. Well, shout out to all your college friends, and thanks again for coming on, man. You're always a pleasure to watch, and a gentleman and a scholar to have on, my friend. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed Jordan, and best of luck with the Trifecta deck if you pick it up again. Hopefully you have as much success as our pro friend Jordan did. So, guys, thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.